Shalom, all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Bahashem Yahushai, Bahashem HaKadosh. Double honors unto the apostles and elders of GMS, or the true leaders of Israel today, and salutations to all of the Akim who do this work in truth and sincerity, who risk their lives and their freedoms to do so, as well as the scattered Israelites who come looking like the heathen but are not, by way of their forefathers' seeds or Israelite men. The true name of the Most High is Yahweh, and his son's name is Yahushai, and the Lord's holy chosen people are the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, as we're the ones who suffer under the curses in the book of Deuteronomy. My name is Akalio, and this video is about the mark of the beast prophecy, which is a microchip, and Esau Edom, who is a so-called white man, their NWO, all right, which currently I believe that we're in the midst of them pushing their agenda of their NWO. And as time has gone on throughout these years, you know, everything is being revealed because we're privy to knowing the prophecies of Yahweh Shemishai. And the scriptures say that we know in part and we prophesy in part. So we have wisdom, knowledge, and understanding of the prophecies to come. For example, the World War III prophecy, the prophecy of the judgments coming from Yahweh Shemishai, the earthquakes, the famines, the pestilences. We know about the mark of the beast prophecy, which is a microchip. We know about the destruction of America, which is Mystery Babylon the Great. We know about the salvation of the elect of the nation of Israel. We know the famine of the word. We know Jacob's trouble. We know all of these prophecies as it's written. And we have a full understanding of them, right? All of us that do believe, that are of the hopeful elect. And we know that these prophecies are going to come to pass. And then there is, like, you know, the interim, I'd say, or the part of living through it until that moment that the prophecy is fulfilled. And in that interim, there's a lot that isn't really known, right? Like, we know about the mark of the beast prophecy, which is a microchip, but how exactly is it that they're going to bring it forth? What steps are they going to take? What systems are going to be implemented? And with time, as time goes on, time reveals all. That the mark of the beast prophecy, it is a microchip, and the microchip itself has been, you know, it's out there in the world where people in Sweden, people in America, people in the UK, and people in various parts around the world are being microchipped, but that's not the fulfillment of the prophecy, because the prophecy says in Revelation chapter 13 and verse 16, and he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads, and that no man might buy or sell save he that had the mark or the name of the beast or the number of his name. So the prophecy says that he causeth all. So the mark of the beast prophecy, which is that microchip, it is where the microchip is mandated around the entire world, right? We know about in Revelation chapter 3 and verse 10, it says, because thou hast kept the word of my patience, I also will keep thee from the hour of temptation, which shall come upon all the world to try them that dwell upon the earth, right? So we'll be faced with the hour of temptation, which is when you'll be faced with taking the microchip or not. Because in the prophecy, in Revelation 13 and verse 17, it says, and that no man might buy or sell save he that had the mark or the name of the beast or the number of his name. So unless you have the microchip, you won't be able to buy or sell, right? So you won't be able to conduct business, you know, sell to the people, and you also won't be able to purchase from the businesses, right? And with time, things have been revealed, okay, as to how the system is being implemented. Okay, now we know that the prophecy, right, which has always been known, but in time, everything reveals itself as we're living through it all, that you won't have access to anything unless you have the microchip. You will be excluded, right? And so that has been known already from the prophecy. But what we have been able to see is, or are the systems being implemented to facilitate this. So yes, people have been microchipped, etc., or people willingly are microchipped and they have the microchip and they go about and they use it to make purchases at a vending machine, or they use it to purchase train tickets at a for public transportation. And then over time, other places around the world besides Sweden, you have people using the microchip to open up doors around their house and gain access to certain things around their house, and also using it still to make payments at various places. And then, with time, we've been able to see how the system is being implemented where various places around the world, they're using a certain system where they're moving away from cash, and they're moving away from cash in general all around the world. And they have the implementation of these central bank digital currencies, which is a digital payment system. And the microchip itself, it's technology, they're moving towards a digital payment system. So they need a system that's completely digital to aid it to function. But then there's more to it than that as well, because you have these digital identification systems that have been introduced by the World Economic Forum. And these digital identification systems, with time, living through this experience, has revealed how they really intend to make things work. And where is it at? Let me get the image. Okay, so we have this digital identification system that is being introduced all around the world. It's a worldwide event because their agenda, their NWO, is a one world event. It is the new and, in their sight, perfect slavery system to put upon the world so that they can have a firmer control upon the world and the masses. And they have all kinds of things from all kinds of angles working when it comes to this agenda. And so with time, this digital identity has been introduced, and it shows us here, literally. It shows you that your digital identity will consist of your financial services. So out the gate, it's letting you know to open bank accounts, to carry out online financial transactions, stuff like that. It's going to include your healthcare, food and sustainability, travel and mobility, that's the passports, etc., humanitarian response, e-commerce, online shopping, social platforms, your X and Facebook and whatever other social platforms, e-government, so government services, telecommunications, your phone, and then they mentioned the smart cities, right? And this digital identity is obviously what it's going to be. It's going to have your central bank digital currency, so your bank account is going to be on it. And this digital identity has all of your information on it, every single thing about yourself. And that digital identity is going to be stored onto the microchip, and the microchip is going to present the information of what's on it, right? So this is where it's all heading towards. So with time, there's a even, I'd say, like, a firmer understanding of what the initiative of this devil is and what he's doing. So with knowing that and seeing how all kinds of things are happening around the world, and you can see it, man. Now we have these smart cities, which, I've brought out this image so many times, and I've always looked at the smart cities part, and I wondered, how is this going to be connected? I had some idea because, the smart cities, it's self-explanatory in a way. But it says to monitor devices and sensors transmitting data such as energy usage, air quality, traffic congestion. But with time, more things have been revealed, and I've seen many elders and brothers bring out the smart cities thing, and I've been observing that, and been, well, the spirit is simply upon me now to go into it. Okay, But as you can see, man, this digital identity, which has everything on it about your life, is also going to have the smart cities part attached to it. And this is kind of jumping to the conclusion, but I'll even mention it now. Obviously, these smart cities are being built, and it is going to be required for you to be microchipped to be a part of these smart cities, because it appears that these smart cities are going to be their intention of housing the population of the people around the world. And then we know their end game goal to microchip the entire world. And so you will need to have this microchip to gain access to these smart cities, which would then be the sanctuary or the safe spots, the safe zones. Because a part of their agenda is that they're going to bring order out of chaos, right? And we know based off of the prophecies that all kinds of things are coming. We're heading into Jacob's trouble, a time like never before upon us as a nation, that there's going to be famines and pestilences, there's going to be mass death. You know, the scriptures even say that the powers shall stand in fear, the way that things are going to be so bad. And this is all the agenda of the wicked elite of Esau, Edom. Destruction is going to be coming. Calamities upon the world so that they can push forward with their agenda. And when you look at the smart cities and what they want to enable with them, okay? So what is the smart city? The 15-minute city, right? So that's what it is. The smart city is the 15-minute city. They go hand in hand, okay? Because, and I draw that conclusion because of what the 15-minute city is, and by looking at how they describe what the smart city is, right? And keep note of this as well, how the digital identity ties people, right? And it's going to tie people together. How? Because they're going to be microchipped, they're going to merge with the technology. So it ties people together with things, to entities and devices. What are entities? That ties into the smart cities, the buildings, stuff like that. And then the products, which are the things. And they in the EU, they have this digital product passport, where what they're doing is that they're having all of these, basically all of the items all around us, around the world. You know, they wanted to have its own form of like a digital ID of sorts, like a digital identification of sorts. So everything is connected to the system. Every single item has its own product code, digital product code, right? And then it mentions the devices, which are the phones and stuff, which has the telecommunications in it, right? So it's like you can see their plan where they're going to have everything just put together, merged together as one. And then these smart cities will be able to facilitate everything being interconnected, from the people to the things to the entities to the devices. This is their goal. This is their NWO at hand. And they are currently pushing forward with it. You have some places around the world that are more developed than others. Like over there in the East, they're very developed. You know, over there in the East, like in China, they already have a social credit system. They already have where, unless you have your Chinese identity, that's the way that you gain access to certain services. Like an American, I believe she was an American or a Canadian. She was over there in China visiting family, I believe, and she went to the grocery store and she wasn't allowed to purchase any groceries because she wasn't a part of the system. She didn't have her Chinese ID, or, you know, whatever it is they call it over there. And then China is so developed as well regarding like how the idea of how they want these 15-minute cities to work, because like I saw a video the other day of over there in China, you know, they have a park there in a certain place, and that park, it's all AI driven, and you go to the thing like a kiosk or something. It's quite big or whatever, and you'd order your food like McDonald's, Subway, or whatever it is that you wanted to order, and then what happens is that a drone drops it off at the location, and then you get your food. But the thing about it is that in order to even use it, you have to have a Chinese identity, like and it has like this app thing where the app is tied because you have to sign in with your Chinese identity over there, and You sign into the app, and then the app verifies your identity and everything and does all of the work for you and all that kind of stuff. So the people who were trying to use it, they were foreigners from somewhere in Europe, I believe. And they weren't able to use it because they don't have the Chinese identity. So they had to ask other Chinese people around them to maybe help them to so that they would be able to use it because they saw it as something so spectacular. They weren't familiar with that over where they lived at. Right? So you can really see how even in that situation, how in order to gain access to services, you have to be a part of the system. You have to have it. And Korea has it as well. Over here in the West, when we play certain video games or just video games in general, you sign up for it and you can be completely anonymous, right? You can make a fake email and you can sign up for a video game and you just play it. Over there in Korea, your identity within the video game, in order to sign up for it and everything, is tied to your Korean ID. So if I wanted to play the same video game over here in the West that I can play, if I wanted to play it over there in Korea, I'm not able to because I don't have a Korean ID, right? You see how it's all like functioning over there in the East, and so over here in the West, they're starting to push it forward. And then you look at situations going on in America, and then you can draw your own conclusions from that. All right. But here it is: the 15-minute city is an urban planning concept in which most daily necessities and services such as work, shopping, education, healthcare, and leisure can be easily reached by a 15-minute walk, bike ride, or public transit ride from any point in the city. So 15-minute walk. Now think about the logistics of that. Think about you are able to gain access to anything in the city by a 15-minute walk. Now, what does that say to you? Because to me, the first thing I'm thinking about, well, if it's the size where you gain access to every single thing within 15 minutes, then surely the amount of people living there it can only sustain a certain number of people, right? And then that goes into a part of their agenda where they want to, cull the population. Okay? This approach aims to reduce car dependency, promote healthy and sustainable living, and improve well-being and quality of life for city dwellers. And this is what they want to do. This is what they're planning right now, and it's already in motion. All right, I'm not going to really speak on certain things regarding that, because, Esau will strike the video and stuff like that. But based off of certain events and a lot of information that's coming out, if you're attempting to even keep up with it and stuff like that, you can see based off of interviews, you can see based off of the things that they're putting out there that what their agenda is. It's clear to see. And so we can even take a visual representation of these smart cities. And even right here, from your house, you're able to do everything. 15-minute walk to school, 15-minute walk to the grocery store, 15-minute walk to work, 15-minute walk to all activities that people do for leisure, 15-minute walk to the park, 15-minute walk to the doctor, all of these kinds of things, right? This is their goal, and everything is going to be connected by way of the technology, going back to this image right here. And this is Esau Edom's New World, or NWO, right? This is their NWO at hand. And, a certain individual, and you can not Google it, but you can go on YouTube. You can type in Mel Gibson interview, and he mentioned something about and they already came out on the news and they called him a cons that kind of person, a kind of person, because he really revealed the plans, and whether it's intentional or not, because he's completely juiced in, right? He's a part of the whole celebrity thing, and Esau Edom does have full control of this world. The earth is given into the hands of the wicked, so they will have they will put, and they always put it out there, their plans. So I wouldn't be surprised if he really was just set up to do that, and then they're saying themselves, oh, it's this and that, because they like to control all narratives. That's a part of their method and their control and everything, right? But he even mentioned that what's happening over there is intentional in Cali, in a way, right? I just want to word it like that, but y'all know how it really is. And it's for the sake of building up these smart cities, because these smart cities are what their intended goal is, to facilitate their NWO, with the microchip being implanted in people and living in these smart cities, going about their daily lives and being interconnected with the things, the entities, and the devices. It's all at hand, man. And, you know, with time, all of these things have been revealed as to how will their NWO really look. We know that they have one, and we know that the prophecy, the mark of the beast prophecy, the microchip. But what is it that they'll be doing? How is it that it's going to, you know, and it's showing itself. And that's where we're at, man. And I know I haven't really brought out many precepts, Salakio, but given the explanation, you know, that's just how it is sometimes. But this is what's going to happen, man. Job chapter 5 and verse 12, he disappointed the devices of the crafty so that their hands cannot perform their enterprise, right? Their enterprise. Let's see what it says here. Their wisdom, sound knowledge, success. Okay. All right. Well, this goes into their NWO, right? That it is going to come, and it's going to come in a very chaotic and very terrible way, based off of the prophecies and based off of the creature that the Edomite is, right? He's going to be using his blessing, which is a sword, to usher it in. And what's going to happen is that it's going to happen, the mark of the beast prophecy is going to be fulfilled, but he will not be able to sit in his NWO and have it last for a long period of time, or to really accomplish it to the 100% as they intended it to be. Because once that microchip comes out, man, Yahushua is right around the corner. I'm looking for the book of Job, chapter 20. I think it's 20. Right, Job chapter 20 and verse 22. In the fullness of his sufficiency he shall be in straits. Every hand of the wicked shall come upon him. And, you know, the wicked here is talking about the laborers, you know, and that's talking about the Israelites, right? So in the fullness of his sufficiency he shall be in straits. So when his NWO is at a certain point of being accomplished, then Yahweh Shemishai will, when he's about to fill his belly, right? So, you know, when he's feeling like, oh, you know, wow, we really got to this point and we really did all these things and we really, you know, everything of it all, Yahweh Shemishai shall cast the fury of his wrath upon him and shall rain it upon him while he's on fire, right? Because once that microchip is made mandatory worldwide, which is the mark of the beast, Yahushua is right around the corner. The destruction of America is going to happen as well. And when the ICBM missiles are shot towards America, Yahushua is going to burst through the clouds, man. Okay? And he's going to deliver the elect to the nation of Israel, and he's going to establish our kingdom. Right? So everything is really in the works right now. And when you go up as well, right? Because, you know, when you really take a look at what he's putting in, it's actually quite terrifying. It really is very terrifying. To the people around the world that don't believe, it's something that's like, oh, just a new step, the next step in life. But it really is a very terrifying slavery system that they're bringing in. It's not something that really is pleasant. It's all for their benefit and none to the benefit of the people. And in Job chapter 20 and verse 5, for knowest thou not this of old, since man was placed upon earth, that the triumphing of the wicked is short and the joy of the hypocrite but for a moment. So his time is short, man, and they are the wicked, and it's just for a moment, man. And once again, they're not going to accomplish it how they really wanted it to accomplish. It's going to get to a certain point because, you know, as well, the scriptures do say that when Yahushua returns, it's going to be like in the days of Noah, when they were eating and giving in marriage and all that kind of stuff. So it's all gonna happen. They're gonna market chip people, move them into, you know, these 15 minutes cities, these smart cities, and they're going to be living life and going about. And then boom, Yahushua is going to return and destroy America. Right? And the scriptures say, for when they shall say peace and safety, because many of our people, because only our people can be saved, many of our people are going to turn towards Esau, Edom, to take the market chip and be a part of this whole system and this whole life that they're pushing forward with, and it's just going to lead to their destruction. Because if you take the mark chip, which is the mark of the beast, Revelation chapter 14 verse 9 and 10, you're going to be destroyed by the fire, man. You don't have no chance for salvation. So, you know, it may seem like a benefit because of the hell we're going to be going through, Jacob's trouble, but it's not at all. It's not. It's not. Okay? So, yeah, man. I didn't really intend for this video to go so long, but, you know, it's the spirit of Yahweh Shemishai, and to bring out this information. Okay? So just keep watching, because they're pushing, man. They're doing their thing. So with that, all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh Shemishai, Bashum Kakodesh. Shalom.